Hey guys, this is Pops Reviews, and I'm here with another video, and this is showing off some of the minis I've painted for this game that I obviously have out here, Marvel United. Um, this just been recently just been going through this game and doing some painting because they just had a Kickstarter recently, the Marvel United Multiverse, where I'm going to be getting a whole whack load of guys with that again. So I'm just trying to paint off some of these guys. The the style of this game, the miniatures, they're chibi miniatures, so they're really fun to paint. I really enjoy painting them, especially their Marvel characters. So that's always cool. And yeah, so if you saw the last video, you saw some of the ones I painted. Um, I'm just showing you the boxes here because a few came from this is the season one stretch goal box here of Marvel United. And this is the season two stretch goal of Marvel United with the X-Men, more X-Men themed. And this here is also from the Marvel United X-Men Kickstarter. This is the first class, so I painted the full box of the first class, and I'm just kind of painting a figure here and there from some of these stretch goal boxes just to kind of like, pick certain guys out or whoever's more of an easier paint scheme to kind of just get them into the game for my sake. So I'm just going to show some of the characters I've done, some of their character cards, and yeah, just hopefully, enjoy what you see. And if you have any questions or comments, please let me know, and we'll get to the first characters that I painted. Okay, so the first character I'm going to show first is Jessica Jones. For this game, I haven't played with a lot of these characters. I've just been painting them. I'm gonna try and start, maybe playing more of my game. I actually did play a game just last week. I played the Fantastic Four. I used all Fantastic Four characters to fight Doctor Doom, and I got my butt handed to me. So I got a lot to learn. I know Doctor Doom is actually a pretty tough character, but yeah, I'm gonna try and start, playing more of the game because obviously I have a lot of content for it. So I'm gonna show off Jessica Jones. I'm gonna show off her cards first here. So this is Jessica Jones. Now, a lot of people might know her from the Netflix show that Kristen Ritter, the actress, plays Jessica Jones. So she is a Marvel character. She usually has, I believe, like, some super strength powers, and she's like a private investigator. So these are some of her cards here. Um, so from one of the other reviews I saw on YouTube, Tom Vassell in the Dice Tower, he does a review of all these characters and where he ranks them. So that's his personal rankings. It's just going to be a matter of what your play style is. And she has three special cards. One's Private Investigator. So you reveal the top card of the Master Plan deck, and you may move to any location. So that's pretty strong for her, because then you could see what the villain is doing, and then you could plan accordingly. To what space you should be in that. So this is actually a pretty strong card. It helps out. It would help out your team. Expert Detective, reveal the top card of the Master Plan deck. Gain wild tokens equal to the movement number written on it. So this is another really strong card, because if you get a villain that has a 4 or 5 movement, then you're getting 4 or 5 wild tokens. So that is really strong, especially for Jessica Jones here. And then Psionic Protection, you may draw cards until you have 3 in your hand. So she seems like a very cool character, very strong character in the game, actually, with her cards. And this is the miniature here that I painted of Jessica Jones. So hopefully you can see that there. And I think she didn't come out too bad. She looks a lot... I was actually going to paint her with the brown here, but then it didn't look right to me. I'm so used to the Jessica Jones from the Netflix show, Kristen Ritter, with her dark hair. And I think that's how they have her more in the comics. So I painted her with black hair. And then she has a lighter colored jean, her white shirt. So I think she looks pretty good. She wasn't too hard to paint up. So yeah, that's my Jessica Jones. And each character has 12 cards. There's the back of her card. So yeah, I think she turned out pretty good for uh, on the game table. So that's Jessica Jones, and again, she's from this um, season one stretch goal box for Marvel United. So that's where you would find her character, and the next character is the same. Again, you'd find this character in the season one stretch goal box here, and that is Black Cat. So I painted up Black Cat here. I'll get to her. I'll get to her special cards here. So Black Cat. So she's someone from the Spider-Man universe. So she will sometimes, occasionally, would team up with Spider-Man, or sometimes as an enemy of Spider-Man, depending. Kind of like she's Marvel's answer to DC's Catwoman. So in this game, she also has some special cards. So she has Cat Luck. When the next Master Plan card is revealed, you may put it on the bottom and draw another one instead. So this is another pretty strong card. So if you don't like what the villain is going to do for his next turn, you could either keep it or put it to the bottom of the deck. So that's pretty strong. Delaying the villain from doing any kind of harsh stuff to you on your turn. Again, another Cat Luck, the same. So she has two similar cards, and then her Cat Claws. When the next Master Plan card is revealed, you may put it on the bottom and draw another one instead. So she has three similar cards, but two with heroics and one with a punch. And she has another one of those, so that's four. And then she has her Cat Instinct, so gain any combination of two, either punch, heroic, or move tokens. So wow, that's really strong as well. You could look at the situation that you're in on the board and gain any two of any combination. So you could gain any two of these, or double up on one, like whatever your situation is on the board. So that is pretty cool. So she has two of those. So she has six special cards to use out of her in her 12 card deck. So that is really good. So that's Black Cat, and here's the back of her cards. And let's take a look at the miniature that I painted for her. So here's my Black Cat, and I think she came out all right. Her eyes came out not too bad if you look at it at certain angles. I didn't paint her, the mask area blue like it shows in the card, because I'm more of her with her, just showing her skin. Um, and then I did, the brickwork here, gave it a wash to make it look nice and deep in the crevices of the brick. So uh, overall, hopefully you can see that good. And here's the back of her. So I think, overall, again, character came out pretty all right for what I did. I was pretty happy with her. So there, you can see better, like she has a better look with her eyes. It depends how you look at her, but yeah. So that's my Black Cat. I'm happy with her for the results that I got with her. So that's Black Cat again from the season one stretch goal box. And my last character from the season one stretch goal box that I painted is She-Hulk. So She-Hulk is pretty cool. She has some very strong cards as well. So she has this card, Transformation. So it shows punch plus another punch for each transformation card in the storyline. So it's going to be really strong towards playing more of these cards. So the first card is, it's going to be an initial one punch, but she actually has four of these cards in her deck. So once you start playing, to the second one, the third one, then this card gets stronger, because it's saying if she gets a punch for each transformation card that's in the storyline. So if you have, four of these cards in the storyline, then she's going to be able to do four punches on her turn. So that's really strong. It's just will be, the first card that won't get much strength off it. It'll get, just the one for having the card out. But once you get those other three down to make four, yeah, then she's going to be really tough. So, and then she has her other cards here. She has a double heroic, which is really good. Heroic, double punch, punch. So she's pretty strong. She's doing a lot of punch damage. And then she does have, some heroics to her, so which is really cool. But this this transformation though is a pretty strong card here. So that's her deck there. Her main thing is the transformation. And then here's the back of her cards. And then here's the mini I painted for her. Oh, let me get good. So yeah, so that's her mini. And I think she looks really good too as well. I think she came out pretty good. I'm happy with her. So hopefully you can see the details, just like a kind of a rocky base there. So that is She-Hulk. So that was the 3 I painted from the Stretch Goals box for Season 1. Now I'm going to show you my Season 2 stretch goal that I painted. Okay, and for my Season 2 stretch goal that I painted this character who I'm not even familiar with. I'm just going to show you the back of his cards first, but it is Doop. So this is Doop, and I'm showing you the back first because he has actually 2 starting hand cards that you put in your hand at the beginning of the game, and then usually you get 3 cards at the beginning of the game. So these 2 they go into your hand right away, and then you shuffle the rest of these cards, and you get the 3rd card. So we're gonna get to what those cards are, or I'll show them off right away. So he has here's his first starting hand card: Accelerated Regeneration. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, gain 1 wild token whenever you are KO'd. So that's pretty cool. So, you know, you knock him out and then he'll gain a wild token. So at least he's doing something. And then the Professional Videographer, as long as this card is face up in the storyline, if another hero performs 2 or more heroic or punch in your location, that hero gains a wild token. So that's pretty cool. Kind of thematic to this character. I don't know much about him really, to be honest, but he's a character that I don't know if he's like an extra dimensional character that I guess he loves superheroes. So he videotapes, I think more of I'm gonna say the Ecstatic team, not the X-Men. I'm not sure if he does the X-Men, but I'm gonna say the Ecstatic team. You can correct me in the comments, but he will videotape the superheroes while they're in their fights and stuff. So that's pretty cool. He has those 2 cards. And he has a few single icon cards. And then he has this card: Travel across the margins at the end of your turn. Swap this card with any hero card in the storyline. Wow. So, you know, he's able to change around some of the cards to get certain icons to play. Again, he has another Travel across the margins. So he has 3 of those. And then Dimensional Gate, move to any location, and 2 wilds there. Wow. So that's another strong card for Doop. And Psionic Mass Control, relocate any number of civilians and thugs between locations. So he's actually, seems like he too is actually a really strong character. And, you know, I got him out of the way because I figured he was kind of an easy guy to paint. And here's his character here. So here's Doop. And he's got his camera here. So I think he came out really, really good. I'm happy with his results there. I really liked his eyes. You got his teeth showing. We got the camera lens nice in there. His tripod. And then, you know, he kind of looks like a little Slimer guy, you know, from the Ghostbusters. But yeah, this is Doop, and he seems like he's a pretty strong character. I'll have to play him. And again, he comes from this Season 2 stretch goal box of the X-Men. So that's where you'll find Doop. Alright, so now I'll show you my X-Men First Class and what I painted for them. So just give me 1 second. Okay, last but not least of the stuff I painted for Marvel United is this X-Men First Class Marvel United. So this is the kind of like the original X-Men team and the costumes that they wore. And for game purposes, I guess they're a little weaker than the original X-Men box, the original core box. Those guys, I guess, are a little more experienced, like for Cyclops and Jean Grey and Beast and whatnot. So, but this is a very cool box. You know, it has the nice pictures on the sides. Usually when you buy a box, they all have a certain theme. Show off the back. So, and it's basically saying sorry for the glare. In a time where mutants were first coming to the light, Charles Xavier gathered the most promising of these outcasts and created the first class of his special school for gifted youngsters. Through much hardship and excruciating training, these youngsters were shaped into the first team of mutant heroes, the X-Men. Their training is about to be put to the test against the combined powers of the Maximoff twins. The school time is over. It's time for the first class to show their quality. So then you're seeing all the miniatures unpainted of what you get here in the set. And it's saying that X-Men First Class and Expansion for Marvel United brings the first appearance of the X-Men to life. These are a less experienced raw version of these classic heroes, that's what I was saying earlier, taking on the Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver as a unique villainous duo who work together to bring down the heroes. The set of locations contained in this expansion also adds the Danger Room, a special location attachment that gives heroes access to special training. So this is a pretty cool set. You're getting quite a few guys here. So let me open it up here for you guys so you can see what's in it. So you're going to get with this a little leaflet rule book here, or rule sheet, I should say. So this tells you how to implement the Danger Room challenge, and then all the stuff you're getting in your box here. And then, so then there's training cards. So it's telling you how to implement, the new stuff that you're getting with this, which is essentially the Danger Room training area. I'll put that up there. So what comes with this, you're going to get 3 areas, 3 locations. So you get the Xavier School for the Gifted Youngsters. So, and then there's its end of turn effect, Cape Citadel. Now again, these locations, they don't come laminated. I laminated the cards here just to, keep them long lasting. So Cape Citadel and Island M. And again, these here show what's to be placed when you first start the game. So here would be 2 thugs. Xavier School, there's 2 civilians to start. And Cape Citadel, there's a civilian and a thug to start. And then this is the, each space contains the maximum. So this 4 is the maximum here that you could have at Cape Citadel for any thug or civilian. Island M, 4. And Xavier School, 4. So that's the locations that you get. You're also going to get some freeze tokens for Iceman, because Iceman is in this box. You're going to get this alternative end of turn gain 1 training card. So that's pretty cool, because you're going to have, a setup something like this if you decide to use the Danger Room training. And then the threat card will be placed over these 2 areas here, so you won't be able to see this. And then once you clear the threat, then you would be able to get either the end of turn effect from here, or you could get the end of turn effect, which would be gaining a training card. So I'll show you those, what the training cards are in a second. And then you're going to get the villain dashboard. So usually in Marvel United, you'll fight a villain. Usually, you're fighting 1 villain majority of the times. But for this special first class box, you are able to fight Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch together as a duo. So that's pretty cool, and there's the special rules on how to fight them. So basically, you have to beat both of them, and it tells you from their cards and their BAMs what each of them will do on their turn. So it's pretty cool. I haven't tried it yet, but I know a lot of people have enjoyed this fighting these 2 characters. This shows you Scarlet Witch's health. So if you play it 2 players, 2, 3 players, 3, 4 players, 4. So that's how much health she has. Quicksilver, 2 players, 3, 3 players, 4, 4 players, 6. So that's how much health he has. So that is the villain card for both of them. And I'm going to show their threat cards. Their master plan deck. So there's Chaos Magic. So you're going to get 2 of those. Heroes starting a turn in this location must play their card randomly. Then place 1 heroic token from the pool on this card. So you get 2 of those. You have Troubled Loyalty. When this threat card is cleared, delay the next villain turn by 1 card. So that's pretty cool. So you have 2 of those. And then a sibling bond, as long as this threat is in play, whenever Scarlet Witch or Quicksilver would be defeated, they go back to 1 health instead. So that's pretty cool. And then you have, there are 12 master plan cards. So this is showing you that you would just move Quicksilver 6. So see, like imagine if you had Jessica Jones playing against her, and then you saw this 6, you would get like the 6 wild tokens. That's how that would work. So just a reference for Jessica Jones there. But that would be huge. That would be strong. So you have those cards, and then here's one where they both move together. So you would do the one, do the other, bam, and then put down the civilians in Quicksilver's location. That's the special rule. So you have the 12 cards there, and I believe they do some trickiness too, where whatever cards you put, you have to take back from the master plan deck here. I think it's this card here, Reality Warping. So face down master plan cards are shuffled back into the deck. Place heroes in their starting location. Each hero with less than 3 cards in hand draws cards from the start of the storyline until they have 3 in hand. So it's kind of a little, altering the master plan cards and, putting cards back and, putting people back in their positions and stuff. So a little bit of play on Scarlet Witch's, her powers, her hex magic. So that's their deck. And then you're going to get also these special training cards. So some of these training cards are either one-time use or they stay with you throughout the game. So you're going to have something like this, permanent. If at the end of your turn you're in the same location as a villain, you may move them to an adjacent location. So this, and it says permanent because this is something that you're going to keep with your character. It's not a one-time use. So you have that. This is another permanent effect. When you use a move token to move to you, when you use a move token to move, you may take another hero in your location with you. So, and then you have a disc. See, so you have some discard ones where it's a one-time use, and some that stay with you. So these ones will stay, but if you get, if you take any damage, you still keep your cards with the permanent ones. But if you get KO'd, then you would lose your cards. So essentially, a lot of these cards, they make the game a little easier for your heroes to play. If you want to use the Danger Room mission, I guess you could say, then you could use these training cards, and they would help against, if you're having trouble against certain characters in the game. Okay, so, and I guess I'll show off my painted versions of Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, since we just talked about their decks. So this is Scarlet Witch. So I think she looks really good. So that's Scarlet Witch, looking like she's ready to use her hex magic and warp reality. And here's Quicksilver. So again, I think he came out pretty good as well. I like the eyes on some of these guys that I did. So that's Quicksilver. All right, so now I'll show off the X-Men and their cards and show you what I did for them. And then this comes with the Danger Room Challenge. So it tells you how to set up the Danger Room Challenge. So you get that card. I just put it in this yellow sleeve because I had extras of that. Okay, so we're going to show off first here. Let's start with Iceman. So Iceman, you're going to get his 12 cards here. So he has Ice Slide, place a frozen token in your locations. That would be one of these special tokens here that he has. These tokens will be used with him. So place a frozen token in your location. Heroes may leave this location without performing move. At the beginning of your next turn, discard a token. So that's pretty cool. So he has 2 of those Ice Slides. And then he has Freeze. Attach a frozen token to a villain in your location. Next villain turn, the villain cannot move and the token is discarded. So that kind of freezes the villain from moving and possibly bamming your area. So that's pretty cool. He would have to stay in his area and bam. So he has another 2 of those cards of Freeze. So he has the 4 cards, and then he has his other cards here. The art for this game is really good. Like, you know, as much as their chibi style art, it looks really, really nice. I believe the artist is Edward Guilloton, or I think his name is. But he did a really, really good job on these. And there's the back of Iceman. And so here's his miniature that I painted. And I was very happy with his results because you know, you could paint them all white, but I put in some shaded of what I used was a Frostgrave blue from the P3 paint range, the P3 paints. I don't know if they make P3 paints. I haven't seen them in the stores in a long, long time. I think it's been discontinued, possibly, or I just don't get them up here in Canada in the stores that I go to. But um, yeah, this is how he looked. I you know, try to give him a little bit of shading with the Frostgrave so he's not totally all white. Um, and then you know I gave it his effects, like you know he's on his little ice slide kind of thing with the white, and then the blue was, you know, he's Iceman, so he's gonna kind of freeze things around him, give it that kind of Arctic look kind of thing. So I think he came out pretty good. I'm really happy with him. You know, his eyes, he has that kind of light blue around his eyes, but still clear white in his eye. So I'm happy with how he came out. You know, he may not be a pure white, but I think the Frostgrave gives him the shadows, give him a nice look. I think for my games at least. So that's Iceman. So the next one I will show here is let's show, I guess, maybe Beast. So let me get his cards here. So Beast is pretty cool. Each guy has 12 cards. So here's Beast. This is, you know, the original Beast. Old, you know, he's still the same Beast that transformed into, you know, Blue Beast, but this is him in his original form. So here he is. Here's one of his special cards, Star Athlete. So he would get a move, a punch, and another punch, and then whatever else he gets from the next player. So that's it's pretty cool. So he's got Star Athlete. He's got another Star Athlete. This one has a Heroic. That's 2. Brilliant Student. He has a gain 1 move, Heroic, and punch token. So he only gains 1 of those. So that's pretty cool. So he has 2 of those cards. So he has 4 special cards, and then he has some good heroics in his deck, looks like. So that is Beast, and then get his miniature. So you can see I painted him, and I think he looks pretty good too. I think I was happy with him. Yeah, these miniatures are really, really fun to paint. I really like them. You know, the chibi. It took me a while to get used to the chibi style of them, but you know, after a while, it just kind of rubbed off. I mean, they really are nice miniatures to paint if you are a painter. So that is Beast. Next one on the list here. Let's go to Angel. So Angel, it's kind of a troubled character in the comic. So here's one of his special cards. Attack from above. Move to any location and defeat 2 thugs there. So this is a pretty good card, but then he's not really giving any help to anybody else on his team. So that's almost kind of thematic of Angel, because you know sometimes he became like kind of a loner, and then he's kind of a troubled guy in the comic. And then obviously he turns into Archangel. So I'm sorry for the spoilers, but this has been a long time, guys. These stories have been out for quite a while. There's another card. So he has 2 of those. He has 2 of these attack from above cards. Then he has 2 Worthington Industry Resources. Distribute 2 heroic tokens from the pool among. Yeah, so he has these special cards here, and yeah, he's not too bad. You know, he's giving a good, decent movement. You know, especially the Worthington Industry Resources giving you double movement. So that's pretty strong to get your you know, the next character moving around, including himself. So that's his cards. guess I'm not really showing the back of the other guy's cards. I'll show you those in a sec. But so that's Angel, and here's his miniature. So I think it looks pretty cool. Looks like his counterpart. And I really like the wings on this. He really makes him a special miniature when you're playing with him on the board because of his wings. So yeah, very cool guy. You know, it's too bad that he's giving out a couple of blanks with his specials there, but yeah, very cool to use. So that's Angel before he comes Archangel. All right. So that's his cards, and next we'll go to, I guess will be Marvel Girl. We'll save Cyclops for last. So here's Marvel Girl. There's her back of her cards here. So Marvel Girl, she has telekinesis, so you could use a heroic or punch in your or an adjacent location. So she has 2 of those. And then telekinesis again. So same thing. So three the same kind of powers, but you know, with different symbols on the bottom. So yeah, and then there's the 4th one. So she has 4 of those telekinesis cards. So each one has a different symbol on the bottom. One has movement, one has a heroic, one has a punch, one has a wild. That's pretty cool. And then she has walls, a double heroic, a heroic, double punch, and movement, and a movement heroic. So not too bad, not too punchy, you know, more on probably the heroic side. And she's giving off a lot of single actions to use on her cards. So that's Jean Grey, known as Marvel Girl in the early days. And then here's her miniature. So I think she looks not too bad. I really like her eyes. I think her eyes came out pretty good. And my wife and daughter-in-law are making fun of her bottom because she has a big bottom. So pretty cool. So that is Marvel Girl, Jean Grey. So that's her miniature. And last but not least, the leader of the team for first class is Cyclops. So Cyclops, so here's the back of his cards. And Cyclops, so he has a precision blast. So he's able to punch in an adjacent location. Punch in an adjacent location. He has 2 of those. Then Optic Blast, deal 1 damage to everything else in this location except Havoc. Havoc is his brother, and he's also in the game. I think he's part of the Stretch Goals box. And discard all civilians here. So this is a pretty cool card. You know, he's able to damage everything around him, all like the thugs. If there's a threat card that has a henchman on it, or, you know, he'd be able to deal damage to that. But he's also able to deal damage to other heroes. So it's kind of like just a blast that's shooting over the place. And then you wouldn't get credit for the civilians that are there. They'd be discarded. So they wouldn't be rescued. They'd be just discarded. So he has 2 of those. So he has 4 special cards. And then he's got his normal cards here. There's a couple heroics, a couple punches, a move and a punch, a move and heroic, and double wild. So yeah, he's not too bad. You know, he's kind of a good, well-rounded character of sorts. You know, so that is Cyclops. That's his deck, and then his miniature. So I painted for his miniature. And kind of like shiny kind of doors that he like knocked over the ground there. Sometimes it's you don't know. I don't know exactly sometimes what, you know, the floor is that they are on. Like is this like a sprinkler head that, you know, that is that what that's supposed to be, or is it a spotlight, or, you know, I painted it more as, I guess, as like a sprinkler head. But in any event, I still think he looks pretty good. He's ready to blast some people right in the face with his optic blast. So that is Cyclops, the leader of the X-Men. So that essentially is what comes in your game. You have um, three, four, five heroes to play with, and then a dual villain of Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. So that is Marvel United First Class. That is what I've been doing, been painting. I'm still painting some more guys. I'm working on some more stretch goal guys right now. And then I'm also going to start painting soon. I kind of paint one from one set, one from the other. So I'll be probably painting the Deadpool expansion. I know it's an expansion that a lot of people either you like it or you don't like it kind of thing. But I'm going to probably paint that next. And as well, from the season 1, I'll probably paint the Sinister Six box because I want to start playing, as that expansion to get, Spider-Man's enemies going. And apparently it's supposed to be a lot of fun playing as the Sinister Six. So I'm going to try and get that. I have a bunch of other, like I said, season 1 stretch goals and season 2 stretch goals that I'm painting. And the good thing about this game, if you're a painter, they actually paint up really nice. I enjoy painting them. They, once you get the paint on them, they look really, really nice. They're really colorful and make your game stand out a little more. So, give it a shot. If you're not a painter, give it a shot. I didn't know how to paint at all. It took me, like I said, I used to play this game called Zombicide and painting those miniatures and, painting the zombies. It was a little, you can make mistakes on the zombies. You could bloody them up. And, as time went on, I was able to learn techniques a little better and that. And sometimes, my paint jobs aren't the greatest, but they're good enough for the table, I think. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed showing off here some of my painted stuff here and some of what you get with some of these boxes for Marvel United. If you have any questions about Marvel United or any of the content with it, or perhaps even about even the Kickstarter, please leave a comment. I'll try and answer your comments as best as I can. Or if you have any questions about any of the painting I've done with some of the characters and that, again, please leave a comment. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions or just give you a thumbs up or whatever the case is. But thanks again, guys, for coming to my channel and checking me out. And I just thank all my subscribers that hang in there with me. I know I don't put videos out every day or every week or anything like that, but trying, life is always, there's always things going on. So I try and get these out when I can. Hopefully I'll have some more of this stuff in future, more Marvel Zombicide, more, Legends of Wrestling that I still love playing, and Glory Days Boxing, and, Title Bout 2. I still want to play a lot of those games. I might be doing a chat in the future with another YouTuber that you should check out, Mr. Al Red Sox fan. Please go check his channel out if you're into sports gaming. Just a really nice guy, and he has a lot of good content on his channel for all that stuff here. So hopefully we might be having a chat with Al in the future. And again, like I said, I might be doing some more wrestling matches coming up in the future, as well as having, more painted showcases, showcasing more to Marvel United and some of the other games I have in my collection. So thanks again, guys, and everything is going well, and I'm glad for your support and sticking with me, and yes, I'm just blessed, and I thank you out there. I hope you guys are doing well. Stay safe. God bless, and again, see you in the next video. Take care.